Okay, fellas, tonight is the big night. Now listen carefully. They are paying $500 to anyone who can last 4 rounds with Pee Wee Pete. Now, I've got you, Rocky, and I've got you, Killer, but I haven't got you, Canvasback. So that gives me 2 chances at the prize money. One of you is bound to last the 4 rounds. What about it, Rocky? Think you can take him? Good. Let's go out and get him. Ha ha! Come on. As I was saying, Pee-wee hasn't got a chance against you, Killer. Just remember, don't let him hit you below the belt. Oh, perfect. Now, all you have to do is stay away from Pee-wee for 4 rounds. Now, is that too much to ask? Let's go, Killer. Well, I guess I was asking too much. Come on out, Canvasback. You're my last hope. Now walk like a man and don't worry. Your nephews and I will be right there at ringside to cheer you on. So go ahead. I'll be right out with you. Just a little secret weapon.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Disneyland proudly presents our Flights of Fantasy Parade.
all of you! I am the mistress of all evil, and now you shall deal with me! Well, my pet, shall I cast my spell on them? You fools! Imbeciles! You dare to doubt my powers! I am the mistress of all evil, and now you shall deal with me! Well, my pet, shall I cast my spell on them? You fools! Imbeciles! You dare to doubt my powers!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, our Flights of Fantasy Parade.
Martin's presentation of the really silly symphony. And now, your esteemed conductor for tonight's performance, Maestro Donald Duck.
The Lone Ranger. A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty Hi-Yo Silver. Hi-Yo Silver!
Hello, I'm Mr. Red.
A horse is a horse, of course, and no one can talk to a horse, of course. That is, of course, unless the horse is the famous Mr. Ed.
Who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. And who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth, justice, and the American way.
Well, bless the soul, rock and roll, flying to the people need it. Big and tall, round the door, flying to the people need it. Bring the people need it. All the
All right. We've worked for many a thief, we plunder for many a crook, but never a gent so elegant as the elegant Captain Hook, the world's most famous fool.
To honor the 25th anniversary of Walt Disney World, the Mass Band now plays a special ceremonial fanfare. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to Cinderella Castle. Please welcome the head of the Walt Disney Company, Michael Eisner.
Good morning, everybody. I must tell you, everything about this morning absolutely defies credibility. The sound of this stupendous marching band, the thousands of friends who are here to help us celebrate, and of course, this 18-story confection called Castle Cake. I'm not sure who should really be up here addressing you today, me or one of our Disney executive chefs. At any rate, they tell me that if it were a real cake, its ingredients would contain 700 pounds of lifesavers, 1,200 pounds of gumdrops, and nearly 4 tons of buttercream frosting, 42,000 kilograms of cholesterol. Now that's a cake. 25 years ago, I was in New York City running children's television programming for the American Broadcasting Company. Like many of you, I watched in amazement as Disney unveiled the largest, most spectacular resort in the world. Unfortunately, I was watching all this on NBC, where Disney's Sunday night show was consistently trouncing ABC in the ratings. So I vowed right then and there I would either bring the magic of Disney to ABC or go work for Disney. Little did I know that in the last 25 years, both things followed. I will never forget the first time I walked through the streets of the Magic Kingdom with my friend and colleague Frank Wells, with my wife, but mostly with my 3 sons. We were awed by the beauty of the park, the architecture, the gardens, the staggering visual feast all around us. We were overwhelmed by the attractions and the shows and the parades, and of course especially Space Mountain. But most of all, we fell in love with the cast members. For in all our years, we have never met a group of people so single-mindedly dedicated to a shared dream and so generously giving of themselves in order to create happiness for others. To every member of the Walt Disney World cast who delights our guests with the warmest of welcomes, to every cast member who makes magic behind the scenes, far away from the spotlights and the applause, and to every cast member, past and present, who gives this world its soul and spirit and heart, thank you. After I spent some more time at Disney, I got to know another group of people behind the magic of the Magic Kingdom. They are the Disney Imagineers, the architects and artists, scientists and engineers, writers and producers, technicians and technical geniuses responsible for all that surround us here. I'm delighted to see that several members of Walt Disney's original group of Imagineers are here this morning. Creative individuals of the first order, every single one of them. And of course, there are 100 more Imagineers who contributed their talent to this park. Brilliant people such as the late Herb Ryman, an illustrious set designer and fine artist whose watercolor paintings were the inspiration for Cinderella's castle. Herb, if you're watching us there this morning, I promise you, the castle will not remain pink forever. Finally, there's another group of people whom we salute today. They are the true kings and queens of the kingdom, the children who enter its gates every morning of the year. We are privileged to have, as our special guests of honor this week, hundreds of children from the Boys and Girls Clubs chapters across America. As you well know, the world is not always a fair or friendly place for children. And while we can't wave a wand and cure the world's ills, we can rededicate ourselves to keep this small corner of the world a place where children will always feel welcome and safe and loved and happy. So today we thank all of those who have made this Magic Kingdom a special place of friendship and understanding, and who remain faithful to Walt Disney's vision of a happy place, a place where adults and children can experience some of the wonders of life, a place of warmth and nostalgia and color and delight. On behalf of the entire Disney organization, our 100,000 cast members, and over 100 million past guests, let us rededicate ourselves to another 25 years of wonder and warmth and delight, another 25 years of Walt Disney World. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome First Lady of the United States, Hillary Rodham Clinton, escorted by Governor of the State of Florida, Lawton Childs.
Thank you, Michael. 31 years ago, Walt Disney selected Florida for something new and very big. We know that that choice permanently shaped the future growth of Florida. I was a young state representative representing Polk County, the next county to this, and I went to a press conference hosted by then Governor Hayden Burns. And when Walt and Roy Disney shared the dais, Walt spoke of perhaps spending up to $100 million for an entertainment destination to be called Disney World. Governor Burns predicted that Disney World would boast tourism by 50% and perhaps create 4,000 new jobs. I can tell you that was mind-boggling on that day. Pretty hefty stuff back in '65. The Walt Disney investment quickly boomed to over $400 million, I think, before they got the doors open. Now we're talking about well over $2 billion is invested here. And young Roy said that $100 million they thought was awfully big when they were talking about it. They weren't sure that that wasn't a little built up. We see the multi-billion-dollar resort that we see today, and we know that Governor Burns was right to predict the employment boost, and he was a little bit off on his 4,000. Disney now employs 40,000. Florida is the #1 tourist designation in the world, and for Americans and travelers abroad. And we can give that credit where credit is due to two brothers with a dream barely a few years ago. So we salute Walt Disney World, the dynamic corporate citizens for involvement with families and children, for education and environment. On this silver anniversary, we thank the men and women of Disney for 25 years of winning new friends for Florida all around the Grove. Wish you another 25 years success.
Thank you, Governor Childs. Walt Disney World is, above all else, a place that celebrates and is dedicated to families. It is not inappropriate that today, as President Clinton negotiates for peace in the Middle East, his wife and partner rededicates with us a place in the world where peace and happiness is our culture. It's not a surprise either that you can count among our past guests the first family of this United States. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the First Lady of the United States, Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Michael, for your introduction. Thank you, Governor Childs, Roy Disney, all the members of the Disney family. This is an amazing day. I look around and I see these beautiful young people, the choir behind, the band, and I have never seen a birthday cake like the one we're looking at today. Disney always does whatever it does with class and style and on a grand scale. And the President joins me in wishing everyone associated with Disney World a very happy birthday. And we do so because we want to thank all of you for what you have done to bring joy and delight to millions of young children and to the young at heart for these past 25 years. I remember the first time Bill and I brought Chelsea here. I think she was about 4. And we happened to be here at the time that Donald Duck was celebrating his 50th birthday. We were as excited as Chelsea was. We rode the rides in the Magic Kingdom over and over and over again, especially It's a Small, Small World. And to this day, we can pull out our pictures or just start humming a few bars and remember the joy we had as a family here. This is a place where all of the characters that we all grew up with touch our hearts and For a moment, let us forget our cares. I thank Disney World for believing in our children. And I thank you also for helping thousands of seriously or terminally ill children whose greatest wish is to visit Cinderella Castle or get a hug from Goofy or fly with Dumbo, to have that wish fulfilled. I also want to thank you for what you are doing here in the Central Florida community by honoring outstanding teachers, mentoring students, and offering college scholarships to high school graduates. You do so much more than what we who visit see every day. So congratulations and thank you. Thank you for reminding us that there are no limits to the American imagination, for encouraging each of us to follow our own dreams, and for making children the heart and soul of all your endeavors. Happy, happy birthday, Walt Disney World. Thank you all.
Today, one member of the Disney family carries on the family tradition with the company. He is Roy E. Disney, the son of Walt's brother. Ladies and gentlemen, here to officially rededicate the Magic Kingdom and to read the words his father spoke at the grand opening of Walt Disney World 25 years ago, is the Vice Chairman of the Board and Head of Animation, Roy E. Disney.
Good morning, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Isn't it wonderful how time flies when everyone's having fun? It really does seem like only yesterday that I stood on the platform of the railroad station watching Meredith Willson lead 1,076 trombones up Main Street in honor of opening day. Actually, there were 3 Roy Disneys on the station platform that day: myself, my son Roy, and my father, Roy O. Disney. As the music of the band swelled, we felt our hearts swell too, with pride and admiration for what my father had accomplished. After Walt's death in 1966, my dad spent the next 5 years, as it turned out, the last 5 years of his life, devoting himself to the realization of his little brother Walt's greatest dream. As those of us who were there can tell you, the creation of Walt Disney World was truly a labor of love. Not just for my dad, but for everyone throughout the Disney organization. This morning, I find myself feeling more than just a little sentimental as we recreate the magnificent ceremonies that were staged here 25 years ago. There is a little danger, though, when we try to restage history of remembering it as an unqualified success. It's easy to forget, in the case of Walt Disney World, the tremendous risks and uncertainties that surrounded its opening. Many outsiders predicted that over 50,000 people would be pouring through our gates on opening day. Some of them even thought there'd be chaos. But the truth was only about 10,000 actually showed up, and about half of them were working for us. The other little understood truth was that we didn't want those big crowds to overwhelm us before we were ready. But of course, when Wall Street heard the numbers, the company's stock took a pretty big dive. It was a little scary to a lot of people. My dad never lost his faith for an instant. Remember, he told the pessimists, we opened on the worst vacation time of the year for a very good reason. Let's wait and see what happens on Thanksgiving weekend. Well, sure enough, just as he predicted, on the day after Thanksgiving, the traffic into Walt Disney World was backed up clear to the county line. I tell you this story because I think it's important to remind you, and remind ourselves as well, that the story of Walt Disney World like so many other classic Disney stories, is about the very real triumph of faith and courage over doubt and cynicism. And it's the story of a group of men and women who took hold of a dream and never let go. They say history has a way of repeating itself, and so I'd like to tell you that this morning, just as on that October morning 25 years ago, there are once again 3 Roy Disneys here at these ceremonies. With me are my son, Roy Patrick, and my very handsome 11-year-old grandson, Roy Michael. Needless to say, I would be a little bit remiss if I failed to also mention our other son, our 2 daughters, and our other 9 grandchildren who are here too. For them and for all of you, I would now like to read the words my dad spoke as he officially dedicated Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World is a tribute to the philosophy and life of Walter Elias Disney and to the talents, the dedication, and the loyalty of the entire Disney organization that made Walt Disney's dream come true. May Walt Disney World bring joy and inspiration and new knowledge to all who come to this happy place, a magic kingdom where the young at heart of all ages can laugh and play and learn together. Dedicated this 25th day of October, 1971, by Roy O. Disney.
There's enough land here to hold all the ideas and plans we could possibly imagine.
you.